Um, Alright, so I'm only doing this video to put out the facts. I'm not doing this to condemn anybody, to make anybody feel bad. This is simply just, I know a bunch about the subject, and so I'm sharing my information with you and sharing the actual facts, absolute facts of this. And the facts are that a baby at 4 weeks does have a heartbeat. Actually, a child that is in the womb has a heartbeat at 2 weeks is when the heart starts to beat. And so, with this information, we know that that baby at 4 weeks in the womb was still living. And it didn't matter that it was in the womb, it doesn't matter what size it was, whether it's 4 centimeters, it doesn't matter. None of that matters because the fact is that it has a heartbeat, and it doesn't matter if it's depending on you to live or not, it's still living, it's human. And so, and to get this right off the bat, I understand your predicament. In your situation that you were in, and it's really unfortunate that you had to kill the baby. Like, I understand that, and that's a really tough and hard, difficult situation. And so I respect that, and I respect, and you say it wasn't a big deal or anything, it wasn't hard or anything, but with the knowledge that was a child, no matter how big or small it was. Um, that was a tough situation, and I would have had to do the same thing because it is better to save a life rather than to have two dead. And with your situation, I don't know what it is. I don't know what would have happened, or I don't know any of that. All I know is that in your third trimester, you would have died if you would have had this baby. And so, um, again, that was kind of rambling, but my point is that I respect your decision. It was a tough one, and that's what you had to do. It's better to save a life rather than to have two two lives gone. Um, and going back to, it doesn't matter what size or anything. The fact is that whether a baby is 4 centimeters or 4 feet, in essence, that doesn't. If that's irrelevant. It's still a human, and everybody knows a person who is 4 feet is no more significant than the person who is 3 foot. And you can go all the way down the line. A baby who is 12 inches or however long is no more significant than the shorter baby. And it's the same as the baby on the inside. That baby who is 16 inches or 12 inches is no more significant than a child in the womb who's 4 centimeters. The size doesn't matter. And with common sense, and I'm not saying that like with common sense like to be degrading or to push some of you down. Like that's not where I'm coming from. I'm just saying like with everybody's common sense, everybody knows that somebody who's 4 feet is no more significant than somebody who's 3 foot, and that goes for everything. A baby who is 4 centimeters is no more significant than a person who's 4 feet or a baby who's 12 inches. Size doesn't matter. It's still human. It still has a heartbeat. It's still the same. You could say, well, the baby depends on me. If it didn't have me, it would be dead anyway. So what would it matter? But again, looking at that statement in all aspects of life, it's irrelevant whether the baby depends on you or not. Um, a baby who is in an incubator and depends on the incubator to live and survive is no more significant than a baby who is in a mother's hands. Everybody knows that a baby in an incubator who has been born is no more significant than the baby who is with its mother and has just been born. And that's and so it doesn't it that baby is depending on the incubator to live, but that doesn't mean it's not less it's that doesn't mean it's less significant. Um It's also the same with a person who has diabetes. That person depends on insulin to help it live. That person, if a person didn't have insulin who was in diabetes, they would die. Let's see.
Who are you talking to?
I'm not talking to anybody. I am doing a video response to something. And sorry, my dad just walked in. But it also then you could say, well, a baby in the womb is, um, because it's in the womb, it means it's not human. But that also is irrelevant when you look into that statement in all aspects of life. That it's the same thing with the baby in the incubator. A baby in an incubator is no more significant than a baby who is just born and in its mother's hands. The environment that that baby's in doesn't justify whether it's significant or not. And so, a baby inside the womb or outside the womb doesn't justify whether it's significant or not. It's still human, it still has a heartbeat. So, it doesn't matter what size it is, it doesn't matter if it depends on you or not, and it doesn't matter the environment it's in. And lastly, it doesn't matter the level of development that that child is at. It doesn't matter if it only has a heartbeat. It doesn't matter if it looks like a blob of tissue or not. The fact is, it has a heartbeat and it is living, whether it depends on you or not, whether what size it is or not. Again, looking at all aspects of life with that, a 20-year-old is no more significant than a 16-year-old. And a 3-year-old is no more significant than a baby who can't do anything by itself. A baby just born needs you to feed it, to change its diaper, to do everything for it. It can't even talk. Like, it can't stand up, it can't walk. So to conclude this, it does not matter what size the baby is, whether it's 4 feet or 4 centimeters. It doesn't matter the level which the baby depends on. It does not matter if what environment the baby is in, and it does not matter the level of development. Um, Again, the fact is that it was human and living, and since it was alive and now dead, that does mean the baby was killed. Although the position you were in was tough, and I agree with your decision you made, it is sad and something had to die for you to live, and but that is just an unfortunate consequence. If I were you, I would get tubes tied so that you do not have to go through this again, so that this does not have to happen again, so that another innocent human does not have to be killed. But um but that's just me saying that. And again, here I am. I'm just stating facts. I'm just stating the facts that a 4-week-old child, no matter the size, no matter the level of dependency, no matter the environment it is in, and no matter what the level of development it is at, it is still human, it's still living, and it still has a heartbeat. And in the position you were in, you were forced to kill that child because otherwise you and the child both would have ended up dead. And so I agree with you, it is better to lose one life rather than two. But for the facts for all people, the baby is alive, the baby is human. And so, yeah, that's all I have to share. And I hope that you guys understood that I wasn't coming in this in a debating factor. I'm not trying to debate anything. I'm not trying to force my opinions on you. I'm just here stating facts. So, thank you, and hope you learned something out of this. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that person who I'm responding to this video. So, anyways, have a good day.